everything Kunle had imagined. Huge, beautifully decorated and expensive. Fumi was thrilled. She hadn't had this much fun in a long time, and Kunle knew exactly how to make her feel special. They spent the night together, and the next morning, Kunle was up early preparing breakfast in bed. When Fumi woke up to the smell of freshly made food and saw Kunle standing there with a tray, her heart melted. "Good morning, my queen," Kunle said, flashing his charming smile. Fumi couldn't believe her luck. She felt like she had found the perfect man. From that moment on, Fumi was completely smitten. She showered Kunle with gifts, money and love. She paid for everything without a second thought. Kunle knew he had hit the jackpot, but he wasn't planning on stopping anytime soon. Fumi's friends, however, weren't as convinced. They could see that something was off. They noticed how Kunle never really talked about his feelings for Fumi and how he seemed to be more interested in what she could do for him. They warned her, saying Kunle didn't seem genuine. But Fumi wouldn't hear any of it. "You don't understand," she would say. "Kunle is different. He cooks for me, he cleans for me, and he takes good care of me like no other man ever has. I'm sure he loves me." But Kunle could sense that her friends were beginning to influence her. So, to make things look even more real, he did the one thing he knew would silence them all. He proposed. It wasn't because he loved her, but because it would buy him more time to drain her of every last coin she had. The proposal took Fumi by surprise. She was thrilled. She immediately said yes, her heart racing with excitement. She began planning the wedding, wanting to impress Kunle even more. But things soon took a turn for the worse. The stress of planning the wedding and trying to keep Kunle happy pushed Fumi into debt. She borrowed money from friends and banks, thinking it was only temporarily. Kunle would be her husband soon, and they would live happily ever after. But when Kunle noticed that the money was no longer flowing in like it used to, he decided it was time to move on. Without warning, he ended things with Fumi and went back to his small apartment to plan his next move. Fumi was heartbroken. She had lost everything: the man she thought she would marry, her money, and even her peace of mind. She had no one to turn to. Fumi was an orphan. Her parents had passed away when she was young, and her twin sister Lola had died in a car accident a few years earlier. Fumi often visited Lola's grave whenever she felt lonely or troubled. It gave her comfort, a way to release her pain. After Kunle left her, Fumi went to her sister's grave and poured out her heart. "Lola, he broke me," she sobbed, kneeling by the grave. "He took everything from me. I'm all alone." She cried until she couldn't cry anymore. After some time, she got up, wiped her tears, and returned home, trying to piece her life back together. Meanwhile, Kunle wasn't slowing down. He had his eyes on a new target. One afternoon, as he was driving down a lonely road, Kunle spotted a woman stranded by the roadside. Her Range Rover had broken down, and she looked frustrated. Kunle knew immediately that this woman had money. Without wasting any time, he parked his car and approached her.